Hey everyone, so let's quickly talk about why this Aquaculture Betta Cube 0.75 gallon tank here that's supposed to be going towards bettas is not a good choice. So yes, this thing is of course cheap and it actually does look pretty decent. I will give them that. I mean, you have a little feeder gap here and you do have two up there. If you would have somehow put in a filter or lights or something in here, you could theoretically do that. And then of course you're taking up even more space if you're putting in a filter of any sort. So I mean, this thing is nice looking, like I just said, but 0.75 gallons, that's not even 1 gallon. Of course, that is not big enough for any fish. Maybe some plants or like a moss ball, something like that. A moss ball would be fine in here. Might actually be pretty cool, put like a little moss ball in here, but that would be about it. Bettas, I would recommend at least a bare minimum of 3 gallons, 3.5 gallons, somewhere in there. And even better than that would be at least a 5, or even better than that would be like a 10. So that way they actually have enough room to swim around and they are not just going to be, like if you put a betta in this small of a tank, there is a very good chance that the fish is just going to be sitting at the bottom of the tank. And then again, putting a filter in here would be pretty hard to do because it's just so small. And if you did that, you'd be taking up even more room. And bettas really should have filters. They really should have heaters. And they should, of course, have lights, especially if they're in a darker room. And something this small is just very, very hard to do all that in and still give your fish some room to swim. Even without that stuff, there's not a whole lot of room to swim in here. And this thing is pretty dang small. I'd say the only good thing about it is the way it looks. For being a little cube, they actually did a good job at making it look okay. I mean, it's just plastic, of course. It's just cheap stuff, but it does look okay. Again, anything other than a moss ball in here, I would not recommend. It's just way too small of a tank. And most likely, if you do put a betta in here, one, they will be very lethargic, will not be moving around like whatsoever. And two, very good chance you'll have killed your betta in less than a year. Even if you do frequent water changes, this is just way too small and not suitable for really any sort of fish. But y'all let me know what you think. Again, I personally would recommend at least a 5 or a 10 gallon tank for bettas. Those would be way happier in something like that. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good one. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.